Good afternoon. How are you all doing? I'm in a new office, new environment. I'm not in a new office, same environment, but yeah, different layout. I've got some posters on the wall. Been living here for nearly 2 months now, and I've just managed to get something on the wall. So anyway, this is the new layout. We've got members streams now. Good afternoon, everybody, by the way. Marco, Fletch, Mumble, Robert, how are we doing? So we've just started the new members area of the website, which did my first Zoom this morning, which was fun. Some of you were in here. And basically, the live sessions now are going to take a little bit of a different direction. We're going to be working with members mainly and doing loads of education stuff. But the new members area of the website is now live. So you can access that. With all of this information. I put a video up this morning on YouTube with just a rundown of the members area, basically, which is all this stuff. So this goes through everything that you've got in the members area, what you can do in every area, basically, all this stuff. So this is all going to form part of the MST Academy, which is basically going to be all the training content that we're going to be doing on a daily basis. So this is all now, you can go and sign up now. There is a link now on the website here to members. I'll give you a link to the actual members bit. If you haven't signed up, you can go and sign up. It's all free. There's different levels of membership. So you get basically loads of stuff for free. You can use pretty much everything for free, apart from the MetaTrader Builder. You don't get any access to the Members Academy. And you can't use the prop calculator, but there's loads of other stuff you can do. But the pro membership gives you access to all of the MST Academy stuff. So it's basically all the education side that we're going to be doing. There's a live calendar on there, which shows you all the streams that are coming up starting from Monday and all the educational content that's going to be done. That's going to be about a 6-week course, roughly. So everything that you will learn and everything that I will cover basically will all be in all of these sections. So go and have a dig around, play around with it, and see what you think. Opening range breakout today. Obviously, today is FOMC day. So if we look at the calendar, it's a busy one. In 15 minutes, we've got the Bank of Canada rates announcement coming out. 2.75 forecast to go down to 2.5. So we are looking for some movement on the Canadian dollar, possibly US, and that will possibly knock onto the indices as well. So opening range breakout wise, big move on the Dow already this morning. Wow, that's really gone, isn't it? Bit of a whipsaw on the NASDAQ. So potentially a nice little range to trade on the NASDAQ there. So I might have a go on that ahead of that news, but that's basically what we've got coming up. So the press conference is where we're going to find out what happens with the future direction of monetary policy for Canadians. The overnight rate, if that comes out at 2.5, we'll probably get a whipsaw, but not much directional bias. The press conference is when we find out where they're going to go moving forward. So that's where we're going to get the real impact. This evening is FOMC. Obviously, we are expecting them to drop to 4.25. They could go down to 4, in which case we're going to get a big move on the dollar. So if you look at the FX market so far today, we haven't really got an awful lot of movement, as you'd expect. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those. Where's my pen gone? It's going to be one of those kind of days where I'm not drawing. What? Why can't I draw on here? New layout. Oh, that's going to be annoying if I need the pen. What? Why can't I draw on this screen? I can draw on that screen. I can't draw on this screen. I'm not going to be drawing much today, everyone. And my camera's moved as well. Everything's in a different place. This is bizarre. Anyway, so yeah, as you can see, there's not a lot of movement basically at the moment on anything US dollar related, because we're waiting to see what happens with the FOMC statement later. So totally flat. Let me just quickly whiz over and see what's going on. Do I want to trade ahead of the Canadian rate? Could be a really big trade if it comes off. So I'm going to have a crack at it today. So going on the 5-minute ORB. So 5-minute ranges are in. There's your NASDAQ. The Dow is already gone, so we're long Dow. This morning on the DAX, really nice trade on the DAX this morning. I can't draw on the screen. This is really annoying. I want to draw a little circle. So we had a nice break to the downside. We broke up initially, stopped out, broke to the downside, straight down to target. It then pulled back, so I got the second half taken off at just beyond break even. Dow long, NASDAQ short, no trade on gold again. These ranges on gold have been really, really tight. Not a lot happening on gold at the moment. So when it works, but it's just struggling at the moment to get some range at the open. So short NASDAQ, long on the Dow. Should have taken a long on the Dow, shouldn't I? Afternoon, ladies. Afternoon, it's time. I've looked at the website, looking good. Cool. Yeah. A few people have already signed up for the course, which starts on Monday. So we're starting off Monday next week. I might change this actually. The first sessions I've got scheduled in are diversification, correlation and risk awareness, and expectancy versus reality. So those are part of the 101, which is these two lessons here. But we really need to cover these four. So there's an introduction, basically, which is going to be like 10 minutes of me going through what we're going to cover here and why, more importantly, because obviously it's important you understand why we're covering these specific topics and not all the other crap that you see out there. So that's not going to take long. Choosing the right software is basically just going through MT4, MT5 and what you can do with each and what the pluses and minuses are of that versus futures, basically. All about brokers, that's a longer session, and choosing time frame, that is also a longer session. So what I might do actually is reschedule these two, or I might just try and shoehorn those in and just record those this week. Maybe I'll do that. I'll figure it out. Adding 3 more short. So that's the plan for next week. We'll start the educations properly, and basically it's going to be done 2 lessons a day. So there's 2 on Monday, 2 on Wednesday. There's only 2 on Wednesday, 2 on Friday. So there's 3 member streams a week, 4 member streams actually, because there's a weekly Q&A and a recap. And then we've got 3 live streams a week as well, which are also scheduled in. So we have the Monday morning, which is on YouTube. We then have this session here on YouTube, and we have a Friday PM session on YouTube as well. So 2 trading NASDAQ, Dow and gold, 1 trading the DAX, basically. So that's what the new schedule is going to be. I will update the website with it because I haven't managed to get around to changing this yet. That will all change. What's the time? We've got 6 minutes until the news. I haven't got my dashboards on here. I'm going to have to use the ones on the website. So hourly RSIs, I haven't even got the symbols on there. This is that's fine. So RSIs, there's nothing extended on RSI on the hourly, as you can see. That's pretty obvious. We're going sideways at the moment ahead of FOMC. There's no movement. 4 hours, you're probably going to find there's not a lot on the 4 hour. Euro US dollar, that is extended over the 70 level. Euro Swiss, CAD Swiss. So there's a few. US dollar Swiss, still very extended on the 4 hour. We're on that already. So this is the problem with MT5. Everything takes forever to load. So yeah, big extension there on Euro, on US dollar Swiss. Really nice big move down. But obviously you're selling, basically if you're buying this now, you're buying the dip into FOMC, where they are forecast potentially to drop 0.25% beyond forecast. If that happens, you're going to be coming out the lows here very, very rapidly. We're down at all-time lows, I think, on this, aren't we? Yeah. So we're at all-time lows ahead of FOMC, potentially doing a 0.5% drop on interest rates. Going down. So, yeah, difficult one to buy up at the moment. US dollar Swiss. It is nicely extended on that 4 hour time frame, but I'd be wary about buying that up because until FOMC's come out, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, that's a big extension there. Everything else is just pretty much normal. ADRs today, I don't think there are any. Load, it takes a bit of time, that one. I must speed that up. I might have to start caching that data every 5 minutes and then at least it will load straight away. Just has to reload, and obviously there's a lot of calculations because I'm monitoring a lot of instruments. There are a few ADRs. Sorry, no, there aren't. These are 75. So I've got 75 programmed in as well. So silver. Big move on silver. Blimey. Yeah, big spike on silver today. Huge move, 175 ADR. There's your reversal alert gone in. Look on the 15-minute time frame. 5-minute reversal would have been a lot tighter. Not much, actually. So 175 ADR, you pull back. Reversal alert came in just above 150, and you're up to 100 now. So you've got roughly half an ADR of pullback already profit on that. Nice big target up there with a propulsion gap to the upside. So not looking bad. Okay, so news is coming out shortly. We've got 3 minutes until the news. Do I want to hold it and take a chance? We come down to low of the day on the NASDAQ. Pre-market levels. Back. So risk on this trade is 260. If we do get a big move on the indices off the back of the Canadian news, obviously we'll. Anybody got any questions or anything? With the pro versus elite membership, is access to all expert advisors dependent on if you're still an elite member or not? Yes. So yeah, if you become an elite member, basically you get access to all the EAs. If you stop being a member, you stop access. This is what memberships are. You become a member. When you're a member, you get all the benefits of membership. When you stop being a member, you stop getting the benefits of membership. Why am I looking over there? It's because the chat's over there and the camera's here. I've moved my camera in case you haven't noticed. So I'm just pre-programmed to look over there because that's where the camera is. So if I end up having conversations with everybody like this, you know why. I will get used to this. It's a different layout. But yeah, so basically, I've put it on the website as well. So if you go to the complete EA bundle on the website now, where you can buy all the EAs with 50% discount if you do them all at once. I've put up there as well now, or become an elite member of the site and get all the EAs for $99. Plus you get all the other stuff, obviously, within the site. So, okay, news is out. Market's going a bit crazy. Just whipsaw. Looks like the news is as expected, potentially. I'm just going to move that to break even just to protect it in case we get a really fast spike. 2.5, forecast 2.5, previous 2.75. So that is as expected. Canadian dollar. Whipsaw. So no real reaction to that. As expected, it's a neutral news event, so we wouldn't expect it to have a large impact. Does look like weak Canadian. Let's have a look at something else like CAD Swiss. This is where these sections of the website are useful. So currency strength. If we have a look at what the currency strength is over the last 15 minutes, we can see that the Canadian is obviously the weakest. That doesn't help us at all. So New Zealand dollar is the second weakest. So if we have a look at the New Zealand dollar CAD, the New Zealand dollar is the weakest currency. So whatever reaction we get to that Canadian dollar, it will have the biggest impact on the New Zealand CAD because the New Zealand dollar has got the least resistance. So you can see the market pushing up there. So we've got very little resistance on that New Zealand dollar. So this is obviously bearish Canadian, but not very bearish. If we were seeing a big drop in the CAD here, we'd see a large spike coming in here. So not really reactive at all on the news, which is normal because obviously that is a standard expected news event. So when that feeds through in the next couple of minutes, you'll see that come out as a no impact event. And then we'll just wait for the press conference, which is at 3:30, and we'll see what they do with that. Pulling back, going to stop out on this at break even. I'm only covering this on futures because I've got quite a large size on. I'm trying to get this proper valuation over the line. And last night I made a really stupid mistake. I was up $400 and I was $300 away from the line. And this was about 8 o'clock last night. And I thought I'll leave it until the end of the session. No period separators on this. But anyway, so I left it right until the end of last night, stopping out, break even. And there was a massive whipsaw. So it took me from $400 profit, which I was $300 away from passing. So I thought I'll leave it and see if we can squeeze that extra $300 out. Or I'll just take whatever I get. The last 10 minutes candles last night went vroom, $700 loss. So I went from being a couple of $100 away from passing the evaluation to now being $1,300 away. So very, very annoying. So just pulling back now. pulling back into the range. Can you change RSI levels to 14 on the dashboard? Yeah. You can make your own dashboards. You can either change what's there if you want to, but you're better off just making your own. What we're doing, indicator dashboards. So just make your own. So just create a new dashboard. You can create it from a template, or you can just make your own. So RSI 14. Set that as default if you want to, or not, whatever. And then when you've created the dashboard, select the dashboard, add the symbols you want. So if you want it to be an FX one, just add all FX. And then just manage columns, add a column, RSI 14, 70, 30, hourly, done. Add another column, RSI 14. If you want a different time frame, or you can say I want 80, 20. Add another one. 10. There you go. Now you have a custom-made RSI dash. Obviously, there's no alerts on it because nothing's going anywhere, but that's easy. Just means you're not tied to a software platform, basically. So if you want to use TradingView, use TradingView. If you want to use whatever, but you just build your own. You can choose from lots of different indicators. I might add some more indicators into this, but as you'll discover in the course, if you do the course, one of the lessons in there is about indicators. And, having spent 20 years studying price movement, indicators, trying stuff out, these are the ones that you need. There's nothing else out there that you would possibly need to put on your chart that this cannot tell you exactly the same thing. Stochastics, RSI, Bollinger, ATR, EMAs, and SMAs. Every other indicator out there is a basic overcalculation of these guys. So if you want to use something that tells you if something's moved, you can use a Bollinger Band, a stochastic, or an RSI. Yeah, they're going to tell you the condition is stretched. If you want something for directional bias, it's going to be a moving average. If you want something that's telling you whether the volatility is increasing or decreasing, it's ATR or ADR. There is no other indicator on the planet that can do anything better than these ones. So this is what I've included now because these are the core. I can add CCIs in there and all the other ADXs, and they're not going to help you, but they'll all tell you the same thing. When price moves, they will alert you the same way as these wheels. Every one of these, by adjusting that and adjusting that, you can fine tune to give exactly the same reading as every other oscillator, which is pointless because all these people you see that, they have the RSI, the stochastic, the ADX, they're all telling you the same thing. Price has moved up and down. When this goes up, price goes up. When this goes down, that goes down. That goes up, that goes up, that goes down, that goes down. Look at any oscillator. They all do the same thing. So just use one. This is the best. It's more fine-tuned to price movement than any other indicator. So at the moment, that's what you've got. But there's a section in here, if you've got a feature request or an improvement and you want to see something else, let me know. We can obviously add it in there. It doesn't take long to add new indicators in, but equally, I will probably say, have you watched this video down here? Well, it's not a video yet because I haven't delivered it, but have you watched this? Go and watch that and then make sure you really want it. It seems to have stalled out. Is that my platform? Nasdaq's stopped. So is the Dow. Must be the price feed. Right, so Nasdaq today, a little bit tricky. Back inside range. Dow is the one. I should have taken the Dow break, but anyway. So with this, I can't draw. It's really annoying me. Why can't I draw? Is there a setting? No settings for this thing. I'm going to restart the pen, just see if it lets me draw. Aha! No, it does. Right, okay, we're back. We're back in business. So potentially looking at the pullback short here for an entry short. Either that or it is just a rejection of the lows of the day. So this is your Globex low. Market's pushed down and is rejecting the lows, in which case we've got that type of movement. However, I think there's a good chance that we're going to see something like this today. Obviously, FOMC, there's very little reliance or little demand for anybody to buy a huge quantity of stocks today, because obviously they may be cheaper later on. After 7 o'clock, you might be able to get those at a cheaper price because the dollar might have collapsed through the floor, depending on what they do. So difficult to call. That looks like a short. No, there's a massive order just came in there. So yeah, market structure potentially at the moment looking like it might be bearish. Trying to short. See if I can get an order on. So looking for a continuation short. For some reason, my NASDAQ seems to have totally frozen up on this terminal. So is the Dow. So is the DAX. It's the stock indices. Look, the stock indices are all frozen. Is anybody else on Robo Forex having the same problem? Oh, look, there's a gap. That's a price freeze. Don't do that very often. So price freeze on the on Robo Forex there. Weird. If you've got any pairs you want to look at, let me know. So this is the position trader account. There's a few positions taken on this at the moment. So 4 hour, I'm trading H1 M5 at the moment with this. So Aussie dollar CAD, there was an entry taken on that. So from the extension there to shorts. So that was first entry there, actually on that one. Second entry there on that divergence. So looking for continuation back down and some retests somewhere down here on this one. So already short on that. Euro US dollar. First 2 entries on that one as well. So again, first entry was taken there yesterday. Also got a second entry on yesterday because of the speed of that movement. Huge ADR move yesterday. So that's pulling back nicely at the moment, but it is a breakout and we're potentially looking at some weakness in that dollar. So we'll see what happens with that one. Pound Swiss also extended and first entry taken on that when it loads. Obviously, I haven't got much data in here at the moment. This is a new terminal as well. So first entry on that one there on the Pound Swiss. So again, looking for a push up into that area, but slightly grinding down. So looking for that pullback on there. But those are the 3 positions I've got on at the minute. Short second. Okay, let's see if we can get some movement going here. Dow's stalled out. There you go, we're back in business. Weird that, price freeze. I get no ticks either. Cool. Robo Forex. 1 tick every 10 seconds. Yeah, very weird. Euro US dollar and pound US dollar. Okay, so Euro US dollar I've just kind of looked at. Can't find. So euro US dollar, nice extension to the upside at the moment. Big push up there. I'm in short. It is breaking out into new highs above that 2-month high. So 4-hour RSI extension as well is there from yesterday. So obviously the dollar at the moment, they are thinking we're going to drop interest rates. We are. We're definitely going down to 4.25. If we don't, the dollar is going to go through the roof later this evening. It's not going to happen. But then again, it's Trump. So we are going to drop the dollar this afternoon. So potentially we've got weakness in the dollar. If they drop down to 4%, that dollar is going to weaken further, which will obviously pop the euro US dollar. So how far it will go, difficult to tell. We're up at highs we've not been at for a long time now on euro US dollar. We've got these two highs coming up here, which are back from 2021. So post, that's COVID. So post-COVID. So there's a long way to go. It's kind of like 6 ADR all the way up from here. So I don't think the dollar's going to weaken that much. We're more likely to see some fast movement for 2 or 3 ADR and then that pullback coming in. But we'll wait and see what happens. The market might have no reaction to it this afternoon because basically we knew they were going to drop the interest rates. It was all planned. So if it comes out at 4.25, there will be no shock. But it's really what the Fed then says they're going to do with interest rates moving forward. And that is obviously the unknown. Pound US dollar is going to be very much the same. These two are very much the same. Again, if you go back and look at the website and look at the correlation analysis between those two, yeah, the euro US dollar and the pound US dollar on a daily basis are correlated to 79%, meaning that they do the same thing every day. So as you can see, the price action there on that and the euro US dollar look very, very similar. So trade one or the other, don't trade both, you're just over leveraging. But yeah, good push up there. Almost got a reversal alert, but not quite. And again, potentially that movement this evening. But we'll wait and see. But it's just grinding. Everything's grinding against the dollar at the moment because we're expecting the dollar drop. We're expecting the interest rate drop. But that is potentially going to be short term. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But RSI extension on that one yesterday. So there was an entry short. I think I'm trading 25 on this. Hopefully that's my short just got filled. Yes. 9 short. Reducing risk. So we're down at Globex lows here. So this basically is obviously pre-market support. So we'll see how we fare here. See whether we can get that pushed down any further. Kind of like to get myself back to 52.5 if possible today. Okay, we're out the lows. Dow is struggling at the highs as well. I'm going to take that off there. So there's a nice little profit, $500. Just getting back yesterday's loss, basically. See if we can find another opportunity to get in. I'm just worried about this Globex low holding. So basically, if you think about today, the likelihood is going into rotation. If we're going to go into rotation ahead of FOMC, you want to buy the lows and sell the highs. So as you can see, we're in a very tight range on the NASDAQ. That is the low of the day just gone in. That was the previous low of the day, and that is your high of session up here. So there's not a lot of room to move around in at the moment today. We've just had the 30-minute candle close. So this candle here is your initial TPO, time price opportunity candle. And often this will form the range high and range low of the session if we're going to go into rotation. So this is exactly where you want to be buying it, which I got out that short. So be looking basically for trades short somewhere at the top of the TPO and high of Globex. So somewhere around this area, if we get up there, would be a good opportunity for shorting. So give it a bit of time and see if we can get up to the top there. Didn't get a TP on that. I think I'm going to just take what we've got today, just purely because it's FOMC. If we're going to go into rotation, that's coming down there, that's going up there. I'm up on the day, might as well just take it. There's no point in pushing it on FOMC day because it's highly likely the market is just going to go into rotation. So I'll be looking for opportunities at highs and lows. It might go if it absolutely flies and it's totally the wrong decision, but it's FOMC. You know what it's like. Now it's moving again. Can anyone read me? Yes, we can hear you, noob. Sneaky broker feed. No, it's not. It's just, yeah, well, it's not sneaky. It's just a glitch. Anyway, I was just looking to see what I was doing. 21. So yeah, it's the 21. I haven't loaded the right set file, have I? So at the moment, I'm triggering off the 75, 25 levels on RSI for position trading. So yeah, flat. I'm just going to delete these pendings. So it's entirely up to you what you want to do today. I've got no pendings on the DAX. There's not going to be any trades on gold because the 6 bar range is in. It's all too tight. So I don't want to trigger any other trades today. That's me done for the day. FOMC is going to cause huge movement in these indices at 7 o'clock this evening. There's no point in leaving any pending orders in. You may well trigger them and they may well make you a fortune, but they may well trigger you, slip, and come back and hit a stop loss twice as big as you want it to be. So just be careful. News trading and trading over news is just not worth the danger, basically. Time to go back to MT4. MT5 is so slow. I know it is. I want to try it. I'm trying my hardest to get to love it. You know, it's data. The problem with MT5, and I've found this always before with MT5, and it's not a problem that's going to go away. They load it with minimal data. So when you first start putting things on the chart, it takes forever. This is still taking forever. Look, it hasn't loaded the weekly levels, is it? Or ADR. I need to relook at my indicators as well and just see if there are if there's any coding adjustments I need to make or can make to the indicators. See, that loaded almost immediately on the hourly. Go to 30-minute. Now it's loaded in straight away. M15, it's already preloaded. This is what I've always said about MT5. It's not necessarily glitchy. It's just the graphical user interface. If you don't get it spot on with the coding, I think that's the problem. It's too strict. I think I maybe need to look at the indicators. What I might do is rebuild these from the ground up and just strip back. Every indicator in EAI I've ever built for MT5 has been a conversion from MT4. They don't talk to each other. They're different languages, but you can convert a majority of the code over, but then you have to recode a lot of it that doesn't work. And this is where I think the problem lies with MT5 is every MT4 coder tries to convert to MT5 rather than building in MT5. When I've built stuff in MT5 first, it's way better because you're not trying to bend stuff around, but you can't then make that MT4 because it's got completely different ways of working. It handles orders different. Everything's different in MT5, the language. So I think I might just try and rebuild for MT5 from scratch and just build these indicators from line 1 again. I really want to give it a go because it's just, it is taking over now. There's more people using it than there is MT4 now for the first time ever. Maybe it's just because I haven't tried MT4. I shouldn't have to wait that long for a chart to load, should I? Really? And this is something that I cover in this in here. This lesson, if you like. It's not really a lesson. Choosing the right software for your needs, yeah? Automation, these are the bits that I'm going to cover in this. Automation versus manual trading. Candlestick is just a candlestick. MT5 versus MT4. Backtesting via automation. Trading view and other web-based brokers and specific platforms. And trading for your mobile phone, blah, blah, blah. But with all of this comes the overall caveat of software is a charting platform. It's an analysis tool. Yeah, it's not for trading. It's for analyzing what is going on. MT4 and MT5 give you buttons up here, which you can use to buy and sell. I have buttons here because these are crap. They don't do anything. They just literally put an order in the market. They don't do lot calculation, all that sort of stuff. So at the end of the day, what you're looking at here is a charting platform, which is designed for analysis. How you place your orders with your broker has got nothing to do with the software that you use. The software that you use is for you to use and to find trading opportunities. When you place an order with your broker, you go over to your broker and you basically push the button on your broker. Yeah. So if I do all my analysis right here in MT5, I go over to Tradeovate and I press one of these. Yeah. I don't need to have my charting and analysis platform on the same platform that I take the trades on. Yeah. That isn't important. What's important is that it works. Yeah, if you are uncomfortable with this, or the indicators don't work as well, or your indicators aren't available for MT5, but they're all there for MT4, I don't see a problem in using MT4 for analysis purposes. What I'm worried about is at some point, they are going to pull the plug on MT4. So I'm trying to drag myself forward into the future into MT5, but I'm still coming across crap like this. I shouldn't have to wait to analyze my chart. If I'm on 1 minute time frame now and someone just said, "You seen euro yen?" You missed it. I shouldn't do that on stream, should I? Anyway, I don't know. I'm bending my arm, convincing myself. We will see. We will see. Why the love to MT5? It's not really. I just explained. New Stargate silhouette on the wall behind you? No. That's not from Stargate. Wait. That's from Stargate. Those are from Portal. If anyone has ever played Portal, Half-Life. But I have got a Stargate display as well. I've got loads of displays. I've got literally, I've got displays everywhere. Captain Kirk, Enterprise, Special Edition. I've got loads of them. I just don't know where to put them. So I thought I'll start with 2 and then we'll see how we go. This is a work in progress, my office, and it will be progressed very slowly because I've got loads of other stuff to do. As I keep reading, anything new has to be on MT4 as well as MT5. This is the problem. From a coding perspective, it causes me twice as much pain. This is the other problem I've got. We are holding on the NASDAQ. This is on the 30-minute chart. We're just sitting around, not going anywhere at the moment. So I think that was the right call to take that off there. Dow, not looking good either. So I don't think we're going to go anywhere today, to be honest. I think we are probably finding the lows of rotation down here. If it does break out, there is plenty of room to go. So this is the open yesterday. Obviously, we pushed up and then off we went. So as you can see, we kind of tested the high of yesterday's open, but that's kind of what I see happening today. I really don't think it's worth trying to push this any further. So I'm going to take a news trade later on the NASDAQ after we get the news coming out. See if I can get this over the line with that volatility. But I want to see some movement basically on the interest rates at a later stage. So yeah, done for the day. Can't really get anything more out of this. Yeah, there we go. So if anybody's got any questions, so I released a video this morning on the new members area. So I'll stick a link in if you want to go and watch it. The quality's not great because my mic was a bit dodgy this morning on the Zoom call that I did with members. So if you want to go and watch that, I do basically just go through every tab, show you what's in there, why it's in there, how you use it, all the information basically about everything that you can do in here. I'm going to be covering these more during the training anyway. But I just wanted to give a basic overview so everybody knows what you get. Most of this, if you just go and sign up for free, you'll see what you get for free. You get most of it for free. There's just certain things you can't do with it, which are more because I want members to be able to use this more. This is the thing that I think most people are going to want to get their hands on, which is the proper valuation. So 52,282. Let's do one. So that's where I am. I've got a trading loss limit. I've been going for 7 days now. I kind of want to pass it in the next 2 days. And happy to take 3 trades a day. So all I need to get over the line, basically, let's say I take 2 more trades with a 50% strike rate and a 1 to 2 R. Is that enough? %2 risk. There you go. So my next trades are going to be 2% risk. That will get me over the line. Not necessarily on all of them. There we go. See what we do. Let's give ourselves 3 days to pass by the end of the week. Guaranteed. Good, isn't it? So as long as I can get a 50% strike rate, risking 2% a trade, only take 2 trades a day for the next 3 days with a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, I will pass every time. This is a brilliant thing. I don't know why I didn't build this ages ago. Just basically shows you what to do to pass an evaluation. Obviously, you've got to do it, yeah? So you have to achieve a 50% strike rate. Do you know how you can do that? Get a coin, flip it, press buy or sell at the open. That is basically what I'm saying. Flip a coin at the open, put some risk in at 2% and see if you can get twice the risk. It's not hard, is it? How much the market moves in a day? Not hard, but do it. Don't suddenly go, actually, I'm going to take 7 trades today. You're going to fail because you're over trading. Yeah. So drop it down, be realistic. This is a really good tool for people to use and see what happens to equity curves. It's not difficult to pass prop. The problem everybody has is they just go crazy. Look at that, 0.5% risk with a 50% strike rate and a 1.2 ratio, taking 2 trades a day for 10 days, passed the valuation in 7 days. Every single time. It's really hard to fail if you just do what the maths tell you to do. It's statistics. It's all it is. The prop firms have this trailing loss limit set because they know statistically most traders will suddenly do that because they start doing that. That means you won't fail, you won't pass. In fact, it's probably less, isn't it? Revenge trading. Still passing, look. It's just maths, as long as you're doing the maths. Start chasing losses by getting out early because you're worried about losing the money. Failed. No, that one you're still in it. One over the line. This is what we're going to be doing in the course. Buy 20 evaluations. In fact, don't buy 20. Buy 5. Yeah. Use a proper calculation, shouldn't we? Reset it. I need a reset button. There we go. Buy 5 evaluations and just do normal stuff with it. Don't overtrade. Don't go mad. You'll pass the lot. Even if you aren't very good, you'll pass the lot. Even if you're really bad, you'll pass one of them. Yeah, if you spend $1,000 on evaluations, you will get hold of a 50 grand account. You're just not stupid. This is the non-stupid tool, I call it. Holding on the lows, retesting the opening range on the Dow. Oh, hang on. Just came in. How was the indices today? I'm out. So basically today, up 2.5. DAX was clean break to the downside after a failed upside break. That to target and then out on the second half. Dow broke to the upside. I got out because I want to take it. Same with the NASDAQ. I'm out because I saw the downside rejection at the lows. So I'm just done for the day, basically. But that's only because I think we're probably going to sit in rotation today. It may well fly. I've no idea, but I'm just cautious because it's FOMC. So I'm just taking the cash today. These trades are copied onto my live account, basically. So whatever I do in here is done on my other terminal. Mostly. A little bit of expansion. Website is really handy and nice. Dark mode also nice. Sometimes some values are hard to read, but can just switch back. Let me know. So if you find something that doesn't work well in dark mode, let me know what doesn't work and I'll change it. Why did that switch back over to light mode? Why is that not persisting? That's not saving, is it? That's weird. I found a glitch already. Look, there you go. That should persist. So when you switch that, it should be stored. So when you change page, it shouldn't flick back. Another bug on the list. In fact, that's the only bug so far. Everything else works. I hope this morning isn't a repeat of yesterday. Drops, stop, volume gone, annoying. Yeah, it will be. I wouldn't bother Brian today, to be honest. I mean, this was the trouble with yesterday was very much the same, wasn't it? I ended up yesterday getting, I was up before the end of the day, but I ended up getting chopped out because all that happened was every time I took a trade and put a decent sized stop on it, the market would just go and sit around like that and I'd tighten up the stop which would then just get taken out. And then you'd get a move 20 minutes later, and I'd be like, all right, here we go. Okay, so we'll get in, and I'll get in, and it would just sort of do that. Unless you get that candle yesterday, what's going to happen? And I think today is going to be very much the same. You need to be in and the right direction as somebody just places a large order. We're just waiting for the big boys to pump something. Flipping a coin. You can't read price action like this. It's going to give you a different signal every single candle. Nice bullish signal, indecision. Bearish signal, but it's bullish. Outside bar, indecision. Inside bar, indecision. There's nothing you can read that says I should be doing this, that, or the other. It's just rubbish. Going to be doing a lot of this in reading in here in candlestick. This lesson here is going to be all about reading price action. If it's not telling you what to do, don't do anything. That is looking like a nice reversal point out of propulsion. Now, it's a nice looking long potentially forming when that candle closes, which it has. But FOMC, I just don't want to risk it. What will happen is, if I take this trade, I will be now glued to my computer for the next hour watching and babysitting it. And I really can't be bothered. I've got other stuff to do. I've got IKEA furniture arrived today I've got to build. You know, only trade demo accounts. Yeah, these in here, it's all going to be demo in here. All in education, yeah. Basically what everyone else does. I'm not doing it anymore. I've decided to jack it in all the live accounts because I explained it this morning in the live room, basically. Two aspects to it. I don't want people knowing all my account balances. And also, what's the difference? It's the same thing. A candlestick is a candlestick. If a trade is taken in here, it's taken in here. I'm not doing anything in here that I wouldn't do in a live account, and these are copied over to live accounts. So the reason I've set these up is because I got not a lot of stick, but a lot of criticism from people for trading account sizes that you can't trade, which is fair enough. So this is a 10K account. Yeah. So this is a 10K position trade account. This is a 10K ORB account. So I'm just showing what you can do with small accounts with appropriate risk. I don't care if people don't, demo trader. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Trading is trading. When I press a button here, I'm pressing a button expecting something to happen with a risk-reward ratio on it. That's it. Yeah. This candlestick here is exactly the same on the live account as it is on a demo account. Yeah. But what I can do is come in here and we can just, in the live, this is mainly for the members' benefit. I can come into the members and we can just hit buttons, trade. And this is part of what we're going to be doing in the members streams is trading. Yeah. So we're going to be coming in on an account and we're going to be taking trades and letting these trades play out. No risk. Doesn't matter. If it doesn't work out, we'll do stupid stuff. Doesn't matter. Let it play out. But, everything I do is the same on live as it is on demo. But people, when they start, need to be on demo because you can't rush into live accounts. It's very different trading a demo account manually. I keep looking over there for the camera. Trading a demo account manually is very different to trading a live account manually. Yeah. So what you'll do on demo is going to be different. But if it's done with automation, which everything I do is, it doesn't matter, does it? Really doesn't matter. Nasdaq's dropped and Dow is going. So we might get a move today. Out early on that. But yeah, your decision-making process is different if you do it manually. But if you're using automation, the EA has no clue what this account is. The EA is taking trades based on rules. That's it. Dark mode was the value in the correlation matrix. Yes. Those don't look as good, do they? Trying to think how I could code it so that we get dark text. Just have to code each individual color. So anything that is weak positive or weak negative. Moderate's all right, isn't it? So it's the weak negative and weak positive. That should flick over because those are dark. They should stay dark. I'll fix that. Pen. Yeah, it's not a big thing. But if anything you spot in here, just go and fill out the feedback form and, just call it a bug or a improvement or whatever. But just let me know, and I'll get it switched over. Also very nitpicky, yes. Nitpicky I will deal with after urgent. But if it's a quick fix, that one unfortunately isn't a quick fix because I've got to each of these cells. There's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different CSS styles. So I've just got to the way it's coded. It doesn't differentiate, so I just have to create 7 styles for it, which is fine. I'll do that. The EA MT4 download for trading metrics is not working. Yes, it is. It is. I've just done it. There it is. And that one's working too. Don't know. It's working for me. Try again, maybe, Marco. I just pressed the button and it's working. So I don't know the answer on that one. So we're just coming up to 3:30. So if we look over to financial juice, oil inventories have just come out. So Bank of Canada, obviously the press conference is getting underway. 3:30, yeah. Now, there's comments already from Macklem. This must be from the statement rather than from Macklem. So, yeah, Macklem's about to speak. There he is. So, basically, keep your eyes on the CAD now. So we're going to get forward guidance now on the CAD. So if you've got any Canadian dollar exposure, which I have on the Aussie CAD, just keep an eye because there's potential for movement now depending on what they're going to do with the Canadian dollar moving forward. So we've obviously just dropped the rates as forecast. So the next thing we need to know is what are you going to do next? So if you look at the rates over the last year there, we've been gradually dropping down with 3 freezes for the last quarter, basically. So this is the first drop we've had for the last quarter. So it's potential that they might just drop this one and see what happens. We're getting close to that 2%, which is the target. So it may be that with inflation, obviously with this trade war going up in Canada, they may want to just freeze those rates for another couple of months. So if that's the case, we might see some bullishness coming through on the Canadian dollar. So keep your eyes peeled on any CAD exposure you've got, but obviously strength in Canadian, obviously CAD will be down. So we'll see. Okay, that's all I've got for you today. If you want the EA, Marco, DM me in Discord and I'll just send it to you because I've got the file. If there's something, I don't know why, it might be a browser-based thing or something, but I can just send you the file if you want. If for some reason that download button doesn't work for you. But if it doesn't work, send me a screenshot of why it doesn't work. It might be something, if you're using that Edge browser thing, that thing Microsoft made that no one uses, use Google Chrome. If it's some other browser, it might be browser based, in which case I'll obviously have to have a look at it. But I only use Chrome, and I think 99% of the world does, so it should work. Although I did have someone the other day on some browser I couldn't pronounce in Linux telling me that he couldn't register on the licensing website. And I was like, well, I've never heard of the browser. And I looked it up. And to be honest, it looked like it was created in the 80s. And he's on Linux. Can't really help you. Why are you not on the world's operating system and browser? But if it is in Chrome, I don't know. It's a glitch. Right. So good luck this evening, everybody. With anything that you're trading. For me this evening, it's going to be trading any kind of mean reversion after the spike. We'll see if we get the spike though. We could have some really big movement coming in today, so it'll be exciting. I attached the picture in the feedback and I'm on Chrome. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. As I said, I just did it. Do it again. Worked again. Working. These are the problems which are really hard to fix. It's like someone says to me, your EA's not working. What do you mean it's not working? It didn't take a trade. That's not helping me much. With something like this as well. When you've got one thing to do, which is press a button and save, there's so little that can go wrong within that pipeline. It's very difficult to track those sorts of bugs, but I can put some logging in. But the trouble is, if I can't replicate the problem, I can't fix it, which is a difficulty. So just DM me in whatever, and I will send you the file. Yeah. Oh yeah, Marco, you're up there. I've probably got you in DMs, haven't I? No, I haven't. But yeah, send me a DM in Discord or Telegram, and I will. I'll send you it. I can use the license system on Linux. Noob, cool. Yeah, you're probably using a proper browser. I think the problem with this person was they were in Dubai as well, and I get the feeling in Dubai they were really restricted with their browsing, so. Their EA was also struggling to communicate with the web server. So I said, get a VPS, stick the EA on a VPS and try that. And it all worked. So obviously the VPS wasn't based in Dubai. So there are country restrictions as well. So if your computer isn't allowed to go out, you get network errors. So basically this person was trying to register on the licensing website and it said network error. The licensing said the licensing site doesn't have a network error message. So I know it wasn't the site generating that because I coded it and there isn't the words network error in the code. So it had to be browser related, and the browser relation, obviously there's nothing I can do. That was something to do with his firewall somewhere. Can't fix that. If you're in Dubai, you've got restrictions and you cannot call out, I can't help. Nothing you can do about those cases, unfortunately, is there? You can't try to deactivate on pop-up blocker. Oh, Marco. Yeah, it could be a pop-up. It's not a pop-up. This it's a window. It's a standard save as window operation in Chrome. So I don't think it's a pop-up. But morning, Franco. Doing laundry, sweating open, doing okay. I don't really want to know that, Franco. The next thing you're going to tell me is that you're doing it with a Hoover and a something. I'm not even going to go there. Doing laundry, sweating. Too much info. Dow stalled out. Glad I didn't take that Dow long. We are stalling out. It might well go. It might well go. Your market structure at the minute. Nasdaq's very much the same. These guys inverse again. Again, very weird getting inverse indices. Lots of rejection down here. Potentially for a long, but I'm not going to bother with it. Knucklehead. Sweating market. Oh, sweating market. Doing market. Doing laundry, sweating open. Okay. I read that as you were doing the laundry, sweating open. I don't know where my brain was going, to be honest, but it wasn't going the direction yours was. I think that's a communication problem. Anywho. Right, so I'll leave you there. Anything you need, let me know. I'll be in Discord or Telegram. I'll be back on Friday afternoon and Friday morning. So we'll be back for the DAX and we'll be back for the Open on Friday. Coming up news-wise, obviously, once we've got over this FOMC hurdle today, tomorrow we go into more hurdles. So you've got the pound rate, you've got the unemployment for Australia, we've got the rates for Japan coming out as well. So it's non-stop interest rates this week. So we've got the pound basically tomorrow, but all of these are kind of coming out as forecasts, not unemployment, all coming out as forecasts. So there's not really any impact. It's really the US is the only one that's potentially going to be a differential. So we will see. All right. So have a good day. Good luck with FOMC. If you're trading it, try not to trade it, trade after it. Yeah, see how you get on. And I'll be back on Friday. Anything you need, let me know. See you next time.